Hey there, in my last video, we spoke of some mitigation strategies just in case a relationship went sour. Your partner maybe has decided to move on, he's tired of the relationship. Uh, Maybe it's a natural occurrence, a demise of a partner, thereby leaving you sad and lonely. What are your measures? What are the proactive measures you're putting in place to pick yourself from that kind of sorrow? Now, today in particular, we are looking at a shoulder to cry on as a mitigation strategy. Oh, yes, a shoulder to cry on is somebody who is willing to listen to your problems, to share your emotions, to give you encouragement. He generally pulls you out of sorrow. He will very suitably step into the shoes of the lost love. That is the shoulder to cry on we are looking at today. Do you think it's a good idea to have a shoulder to cry on as you are still in a relationship? You know, sometimes when we're in a relationship, the relationship looks so comfortable. There's generally tranquility in the relationship. You don't see any sense in looking aside. I mean, the relationship is very comfortable. And yet, the other side of the coin is really true. The reality is this person we are fantasizing and we are really feeling very comfortable with can disappear anytime. If it is a natural occurrence, God forbid, maybe a death, what are we going to do about it? Nothing. If he is tired of the relationship and he has left you, what are you going to do about it? So, we got to have some mitigation strategies that will help pull ourselves out of sorrow, out of misery, out of gloom. I mean, we are not going to mourn forever. We should help ourselves. How? Like I said, we spoke of some in the previous video. Today we are looking at a shoulder to cry on. While we are considering a shoulder to cry on, lady, you got to be so discreet. In fact, behave like it never existed. You need someone who's going to give you some kind of comfort. He's going to share with you the emotion, thereby pulling you out of sorrow. We need that kind of person. But again, it depends on your general belief, your religion, your culture. If it does not favor that, please. By the way, I'm not advising anyone to go into cheating. In fact, I would never advise anyone to do that. I'm just bringing it into perspective. Can you please have someone in mind that in case things go bad, you can get some company somehow? That this person can help you come out of sorrow somehow? I know of some two ladies who both lost their relationships. The first lady had a shoulder to cry on whilst she was in the relationship. It barely took her 1 year from the time she lost her relationship and she was settled again and living happily ever after, or so we may imagine. The second lady was this very loyal kind of person to her religion and to her husband. Therefore, this kind of thing, as in a shoulder to cry on, was unheard of. In fact, it was a sin. She couldn't even think of it. When the time came, she lost her husband. It became very difficult for her to move on. In fact, it took her 7 years. She lost him at 28. She's right now 35. She's just opening up right now to relationships. The faster we accept that these sweet partners that we are fancying and fantasizing and giving us all the comfort will disappear or may disappear anytime. the faster your healing process will take. Do you really think a shoulder to cry on can be a good mitigation strategy? Ask yourself. I spoke to a number of ladies, and these were their responses. The first one went religious, and she said, "My holy book tells me what you profess is what you possess. A death you profess, a death you'll possess. A breakup you profess, a breakup you'll possess. I profess neither, and I know my Lord will give me my heart's desires." Wow. The second lady too went religious. She said, "The holy book in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 4 tells me there is time for everything. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to weep and a time to laugh." So the Bible is very aware that there is a time to mourn. I shall move on when the rightful time comes. Right now, whilst I'm in a relation, I can never think of a shoulder to cry on whilst I'm not yet crying. The third one said, "It's like preparing for your own death by buying a coffin and keeping it right in the house. I definitely will do no such kind of thing. I don't need a shoulder to cry on. All I need is tissue." The fourth and last person that I spoke to said, "It depends. If my husband is that suspicious kind of person, he has sex scandals here and there, I definitely will get a shoulder to cry on so that we go draw in case the reality strikes. In fact, I'll be the first to walk out of that relationship." In other words, she's saying if her man is good, loyal to the relationship, loving, caring, and she can see a future with him, she will stick to him and she'll not think of a shoulder to cry on. She's double-edged. So what I got from my interaction with these people is that the proposers of the motion were beaten. The opposers, I mean, those ladies that don't think of anything aside from their husbands, they don't think of it at all, at all, at all. They won. They oppose the idea of a shoulder to cry on. In conclusion, the opposers of this motion won. They are like, no, we don't need a shoulder to cry on whilst we are not yet crying. Wait for that time when you're crying, and then you'll be free to get the shoulder to cry on. Please share with us your thoughts. What do you think? Is it a good idea to have a shoulder to cry on whilst you're still in a marriage? Share your thoughts. Thank you for listening to me. I'll meet you in my next one.